Hey everybody, Jimmy from Joy and Ops Properties back with you again. Today we're going to talk real estate investing strategy, lease to own, why we love the lease to own strategy, and we're going to do this the ADD version. That means it's under 5 minutes and we're going to have a corresponding longer, more in-depth video that we'll put out the next day. So we're going to go through the two most common strategies. Generally when people think real estate investing, they think flipping. The pros of flipping: there's a big payday and there's quick money if you can find a buyer for your finished product. The cons of the flipping strategy is they're high risk. If you don't find a buyer at the end of all that construction or all that rehab, you're hosed. There's big holding costs. Every month that you don't find a buyer, you're paying interest to wherever you found that capital, or your capital isn't moving. Same thing with holding costs, lots of capital tied up. There's high taxes involved with flipping. You're going to be taxed at short-term capital gains rate. You're not going to be taxed at long-term capital gains unless you hold the property for 2 years, and you also can't do a 1031. High time costs. You're going to be managing contractors. You're going to be under the gun because the entire time you're thinking, my holding costs continue to go up. And it's all depending on the sell side financing. If you have a residential buyer who wants to buy your flip product, you could be waiting a month to 2 months for them to square away their financing with the bank. The second most common strategy is just straight rentals. The pros of rental real estate is cash flow, long-term appreciation, principal pay down, and tax advantages. Cash flow, the rent minus the P&I to the bank, minus utilities, minus maintenance, minus management, that's your cash flow. It's a realized gain. It comes to you every month. Long-term appreciation, I don't believe in banking on that, but that's a subject for another video. Principal pay down, every month you're paying principal and interest to the bank. If you have a 15-year note, that property is yours free and clear after 15 years. Tax advantage, you're going to be able to depreciate and you're going to get taxed at long-term capital gains. And you're going to get taxed at long-term capital gains every year. If you have a big rental portfolio, you're going to be able to show a significant amount of depreciation. Your tax liability is going to be minimal. The cons of rentals, and for the record, me and Bob did rentals probably our first 10 deals. So we learned from the school of hard knocks on this idea. Management is costly. It's either costly in money or time. If you're doing something else, if you have another job, you do not want to take calls from tenants about leaky faucets. And then if you turn it over to a management company, that's a significant chunk out of your revenue. Repairs and maintenance calls can kill your time, but it can also kill your cash flow. It can eat up all the rent that you're collecting every month. Either you or your management company is on call 24 hours a day. And then when a tenant leaves, you're going to have to go in and you're going to do make-readies. And certain times it's almost as painful as a full rehab or a general flip, depending on what the tenant did to it. And once again, the tenant tears up the property. They don't have an ownership mentality. They don't care. They know they're gone as soon as the lease is up. So the strategy Bob and I love is lease option. It's basically a hybrid of both systems. The pros is you get the same cash flow as a rental. You get long-term appreciation. The purchase prices on these lease options are a number that make me and Bob comfortable with the appreciation we're looking to get from each asset. So that is written into the contract when they buy the lease option, the final sales price. We're going to still get the principal pay downs of a regular rental, and that you have the same tax advantages as a rental. We still get to use depreciation, and we get taxed at long-term capital gains rate when we sell it. We still have the potential for the big appreciation game. We get skin in the game from tenant buyers. They have an ownership mentality. The day they sign their lease-to-own agreement, you tell them, this is your house. We're here to help you get your credit scored away, and so you can eventually finance this house and buy it. And because we have an ownership mentality, tenants handle the ongoing repairs and maintenance. This is their house. The cons, they could still tear up the property just like a regular tenant, but it's less because of that ownership mentality, and they've already paid us for the option deposit. They have skin in the game. I failed to mention this, but generally we get a $2,000 to $3,000 option. They have to give that to us before they get into the house. If you want to find out more, if you want to hear more from me and Bob's discussion on why we are such big fans of this lease-to-own strategy, the full version of the discussion's on our YouTube page. The title of the video is called Real Estate Investment Strategies Lease-to-Own. This is just the ADD version. If you'd like more information, there's our numbers, there's the email to get in touch with us, and there's our website. Thanks for your time. Bye.